Hi everyone, in this class we will see how to create an object in Java language. Right? So this question is wide because we have seen many number of uh, classes where we are trying to create an object and we will try to work with the object, right? But here the reason why I have taken this concept is how many ways can we create an object? This is the question. In order to solve this question, we can say it in 5 ways we can create an object. What are those means? Among those, first one is using the new keyword, which you know it already, right? So what are the ways that I am trying to define? All those ways I will try to explain with an example. Let me try to create a class. The class name is something like example object creation. This is the main class where I am trying to write the business logic. So I am going to go with the main method in order to execute everything. Okay, fine. And I am going to take one more class where this class contains two variables. One is int height, another one is int section. Right? So now for the respective test class, can I create an object? Yes. So first way using new keyword, right? So test t equal to, let me go with the object reference as with meaningful names t1 equal to new test. That's it. This is the way you can able to create the object. Then through this object I can call out the value of t1. Right? So here in order to print the values of object, I'm going to go with overriding the toString method. So let me call height equal to 5 and section equal to 6. If I am going to execute this one, you are going to get the values of height 5 and section 6. So this is the first way. And the second way is, you know it, if you are able to follow the earlier videos, we can do it with the help of serialization, that is deserialization. Guys, in deserialization we are going to follow an approach. What we are trying to do, first we'll go with the some kind of, so second approach is we'll go with the deserialization. First, to deserialize it, what you have to do, you have to go with the serialize, then we can go with the deserialize. That's it, right? So in serialization we are going to go with the file output stream FOS equal to new file output stream. You have to pass the location from which you are trying to write the data. You have to go with the respective location file / file1 dot txt, right? Fine. And which is going to a kind of checked exception that you have to handle by following like file not found exception. Then object output stream OS equal to new object output stream, which is taking file output stream as parameter. Next, OS dot write object of, you have to write the object, right? What is the object you want to write? Let me take it as t1, and you have to throw exception, that is IY exception. So this is what serialization. Then while performing deserialization, you have to go with the file input stream FIS equal to new file input stream, and then you have to pass the file from which you are trying to read the data, object input stream OIS equal to new object input stream of FIS, and then OS dot read object, right? So this one is going to return what? Is going to return an object. That object we can convert to which one? we can convert it into test. So this is where we are trying to create the object. Test t2 equal to, I am trying to typecast it. That's it. It is going to throw an exception. If the class is not there, that class is going to throw it as class not found exception. Then sys out of t2, right? If you are going to execute it, you are going to get the same answer. So it is going to show that it is not serializable exception, right? You know, while performing the serialization, deserialization, you have to implement the marker interface serializable, right? If you want the clarity about the serializable keyword, you can go with the earlier videos. Get the answer, right? So this is using new keyword, and this will be using deserialization. Using deserialization. If I am going to execute once again, you are going to get the answer, sir. Using new keyword, you got the same answer. Using the deserialization, you got the right. This is the second way of creating an object. And third way is also, you know, once you followed the earlier videos, using clone method of object class. Clone method of object class, right? So guys, if you want to go with the third way of clone method, right? So what you can do, test t3 equal to t1 dot clone method. T1 dot clone method. Guys, while explaining how to copy of an object in the video, I have clearly explained what is the use of clone method, where it is available, all those things, right? So once we made something like this, you know, clone method, if I am going to freely available to everyone, they will simply copy the data and they make use of it any manner, something like hacking or whatever it might be. That's the reason they are not allowed to use it directly. So to make it use, what you have to do, you have to take the permission from which class, that is once again from the marker interface, that is clonable and marker interface, the clonable marker interface, and then we have to override clone method. We have to override the clone method source clone method. That's it, right? So and then you need to typecast it into our required object, and which is going to throw an exception again. You have to handle it clone not support exception if it is not supported. Sys out of using clone method of t3. This is the another way of creating an object. If I execute it, you are going to get using clone method. Hope you understood, guys, clearly, right? If you want to have the more clarity, go with the video of how to copy of an object, right? I have explained there shallow copy and deep copy and clone method. And next one, we'll go with the fourth one. Fourth one is, you can go with the new instance method, guys. New instance method. So let me write here, using new instance method, which is also used for to create an object. How we are going to work with this one? Basically, if you don't know the class name, then the class name, if you are able to get at the runtime, then you can go with the new instance method. If you know the class name at the initial side itself, then you can go with the new keyword, test t something. I am trying to write here only just for the sake of test t5 equal to new test. Here the purpose is something like, if you know the class at initial stage itself, we can go with the new keyword. If you don't know, I mean, if you know the class name for which you want to create an object at runtime, then I can go for new instance method. This is the difference between new keyword and new instance method, guys. Okay, fine. So if you would like to know the class name, at the runtime, then I can go with the class dot for name of So here for which class you are trying to create an object? Test class, right? This test class is available in which package? So you have to go with the fully qualified name, May 8th dot test. So the class I got dot new instance. Hope you understood clearly, guys, right? So for which class I am trying to create the object? May 8th dot test class, and which is going to return object class is the return type. So I need to throw an exception. What it is throwing? Instantiation exception. We got it. And then object, sorry, I need to write here object o equal to, that's it, sys out of, or else you can go with the reference test t something like that. If you want, I can go with like this. I make this as a comment. Test t4 equal to, I am trying to convert object into test class cast using new instance method plus t4. Save and run it. Yes, good. Using instance, you got the same thing or not? Yes. This is another way of creating an object, right, guys? Here if you are able to observe, this new instance is a kind of deprecated one in this particular processor. For that, we'll go with another alternative way. So let me call this as t41, and here I am trying to print the t41, meaning that fourth method of first processor, and I am going to go with t42 equal to test dot class dot new instance method. This is also another way of creating an object. So system new instance of first method, this will be new instance of second method, this will be the t4. I am just giving the naming convention, that's it, guys. So you can observe, you got the same answers or not? Yes. This is another way, but this new instance method is the deprecated one in this particular processor. Okay, so let me go with the another one, fifth way, that is through using reflect dot constructor. Using reflect dot constructor, guys, basically here this particular procedure is meant for to manage various kind of constructors. To manage various kind of constructors, something like name of the constructor, or parameters of the constructor, or access modifiers of the constructor. All those things we can able to modify with the help of this reflect dot constructors. So among those, we are trying to work with creating an object of the class, right? How we are going to do that? Basically, we can go with fifth way. Fifth way, using reflect dot construct, right? So now we are going to have a constructor which is expecting test class constructor equal to test dot class dot get constructor. Java dot reflect, right? So it is going to throw an error. You can observe it is going to throw an exception, so that you have to go with no such method exception. Then we can go with creation object test t5 equal to, through the object of that constructor dot, again I will go with new instance, which is not passing any kind of arguments. Again it is going to throw an exception, just handle that illegal argument exception, that's it. And then I am going to print this out of using reflect dot constructor. plus t. If I am going to execute it, I got some kind of error. What is that error? Exception thread main, no such method exception. Right? So guys, here one point you have to remember, whenever you are trying to work with creating an object with respect to the constructor, you have to have the class which is a public. It's going to be public, right? But if you go with here making the public in a single Java file, can we have multiple classes with public? No, it is not possible. So what I will do now, I will try to create a new class with the class name as test, new class name as test. I'll try to paste this one. Yes, that's good. And I think is all the errors gone? Yes. But let me try to check with runtime exception. We are going to get error. Yes, it was gone, right? So using reflect.constructor, we are going to get the same thing. These are the 5 ways we can able to create object. One is using new keyword, another one is using deserialization, another one using clone method, another one is using new instance method of uh, the first method and the second method, another one using reflect.constructor things. Hope you understood clearly, guys. Thank you.